Hello, Christina, and welcome to the 100K podcast.
Hello, hello. So happy to be here.
Yeah, we are happy that we have you on our podcast. So, can you give us a little introduction about you, Christina?
Yeah, so my name's Christina. I am one of two co-founders of Lit Rituals. We are a ritual self-care business in California. So our main focus is all handmade and all products that make you feel good. So, when you're shopping and you're reading the back of a label, we want you to understand where the ingredients came from and feel confident that it is self-care and not just some random chemical. So
That's
yeah.
interesting. So you help people be more aware about their internal mental health, right?
Yeah, totally. I think both my partner and I have a passion for all natural products, feeling good about what we're using in our house, on our bodies. And so it was really born out of our own necessity. We were best friends living together at the time, about 5 years ago, and we started making our own candles. She made a lot of skincare and things like that. And yeah, we're just passionate about being able to feel good about the products that you're using. If you're using it for self-care, you don't want to worry, oh, is there a side effect down the line, or is this going to cause this or that? So, all of our ingredients are just very digestible. I mean, they're like flowers, calendula, marigold, mullein, things that you recognize and just are natural.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people are focusing on selling that kind of products around the world.
No, I think some people are, some people aren't. I'm in California, so it feels probably like a little bit more here, but I think, across the world, that's not the case. I think we just are, but I do think consumers are getting a little bit more intelligent with reading ingredients and looking for products that they know are good for them rather than like cute packaging, or, I mean, that's super important too, but it's more about like, what is the product, the integrity of the product.
So you came with the idea 5 years ago with your partner?
Yeah, I was like trying to trace probably like 5 or 6 years. I met her.
Okay.
She was a friend of my sister's, and my sister's like my best friend, so we share friends.
Okay.
And then we had moved in together, and then she was doing her own thing. I was doing my own. I was working for somebody else, but on the side doing my own thing.
Okay.
And we eventually, after probably like a year and a half of like running ourselves really thin, decided like, well, why don't we merge? We're on the same path. The same things are important to us. We're already doing it together anyways. Like, let's just cut out the noise and focus on Lit Rituals. So
yeah. Do you think having a business partner is something good or something bad? Do you have argument with a business partner?
I think there's there's always, if there's good, there's bad, right? Like nothing is ever. Yeah. So I don't think I would do it without a partner, specifically my partner. We complement each other really well. Like, of course, there are times like, when you start a business with somebody, I think it's you learn a lot about that person, yourself, the way everyone communicates. And so in addition to learning a ton about business, like it's a pretty serious relationship. Like, you often hear it compared to marriage. And so
exactly. I have my partner as well. And sometimes like he's supporting you, he's helping you go up, but sometimes you fight really bad and, oh, I don't agree with that. No, I disagree. And this is how it goes. So it's not the easiest part to have a business partner. You have to be very, very careful when it comes to that.
Totally. I think it's important how you communicate and how you fight, or whatever, if you call it fight, whatever. But like, as long as you guys can get through it, and that's something that Caitlin and I, it's always been, there's never an issue that isn't solved the day it happened. So, I mean, we're lucky that my strengths are different from her strengths and vice versa. I think it would be really hard if like I felt like her and I were, aligned on everything. And then it's like, well, what are we offering each other? But I did very little due diligence. I mean, other than like, I just loved her as a friend. I just got lucky that we communicate really well and like we tackle things together really well. But like I got lucky. I mean, I think you I'm sure know how important it is to like vet the person you're going into business with, because you're gonna handle things that you've never imagined. And important.
Part of a business I did back then, I had my best friend in the business, and we had a great fight, and we are not like best friends anymore because of that.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
risky. It's not always smooth to have a business partner and grow together for a couple of years and makes
Yeah, it's
sustainable.
working for me, but I don't necessarily recommend it to everybody.
I recommend it at some point, because I think if I didn't have these business partners along my journey, I wouldn't succeed, because someone is always supporting you, who is
Mhm.
sharing thoughts, he's sharing bad time as good time. So you are
Yeah,
always pushing each other together. So it's important at some point, if you find the right partner, he's hungry as much as you, he want to succeed, you have the same
totally.
vision at the end of the tunnel. So when you have that kind of partner, you reach the results you wouldn't reach alone.
Totally. And I think when you're working in your business, you get really hyper focused and all these blind spots start popping up. So it's
Yes.
like nice to have another person. It's, it's like there's been so many moments through our whole journey is like where we both have blind spots. You get fixated. You're like, okay, this is what needs to get done. This is the top priority. And then you miss something. You can miss it for a long time and you go, oh my God, how long have we been doing it this way? When it's like, it's really nice to have someone to bounce off
Yes.
and say like, you're not noticing this, but I am noticing it because we see
Yeah.
differently.
Yeah, I think
So
the
it
mindset,
is helpful.
as an entrepreneur is important to have. Even your partner, to have a mindset. Okay, is going to it's not working the smoothest way, but we are figure
Mhm.
something out to overcome the obstacle and go to the next step to grow our business. If you have this mindset, you will always succeed and grow more.
Yeah, totally. Totally
So
agree.
let's go back to your story. So you met your partner 4 or 5 6 years ago, and you started merging together your workforces, right?
Yeah. In 2020, we decided to, I quit my job right before the pandemic.
Okay.
And we decided to just like go full time and go full force. And it was
So you took the
scary.
risk. You took the risk to
Yeah.
quit your job.
Yeah. We took the risk at the end of December 2019. So 2020, we're like, oh wait, am I getting the time off? Sorry, like the pandemic threw me off.
The pandemic was 2020,
Yeah, so
like
2020.
February, I think.
Yeah, so in July of 2020,
Okay.
we decided to merge, and in which this is like we're doing business out of our homes, out of my sister's home. Like her wife was like, you're not happy because we're like candles everywhere we took over. And yeah, so in January 21st, we actually got our own space, production space, fulfillment space. And so, yeah, so we were scared immediately. I was like, oh my God, I just moved back to California, like the most expensive place to live. I
Yeah.
quit my job that was pretty reliable. And, now we have a lease and who knows what's going to happen. Like, but it was great. I mean, for a lot of businesses, actually, it was really a great time.
Yeah.
So
But the rest thing I see is that you took the risk, like to quitting your job and putting full time, but you tried
yeah.
to minimize the cost as well. So you just used your sister's house
Yeah, yeah,
to fulfill the order and do the inventory there, right?
yeah,
So I
yeah,
think that was a smart move, trying to minimize the expenses as much as possible in the beginning of
yeah.
the journey.
I miss having the ability to do that. You
Yeah.
get to a certain point, it's like we need the space now, and we can't just like hunker down in a couple friends' places and save, tons of money. But yeah, it was, yeah. I'd
Yeah.
recommend everyone try to make it work before they bite off more than they can chew, because it's
Yeah.
like those times are really important.
Yeah, committing to financial expenses every month, and at the beginning, not all the business have like the best cash flow. So
Yeah,
minimizing the cost is the best until the business start to running and the cycle start going on.
totally,
Okay,
totally.
so in July 2020, you had your own place, right? And the things started to go up, and the cash flow is sustainable at some point.
Yeah, so the first of the year we moved into our warehouse space. It's like just under 3,000 square feet. We're still here right now. And yeah, I mean, business was picking up quite a bit. It was like at the point where like, okay, we cannot do this. We were actually doing production out of my sister's house, doing fulfillment out of a friend's house. Like it was just crazy. And so we just were like, okay. And we had never done, I mean, I had been in business before. My dad was a business he had his own business, and I was around it, but never really in it. So it's like it was an interesting time. And I thought, okay, well, we either can like say no to sales, or we can just like gather our friends, like get a team together and
Okay.
just start going. Actually, it's like our story is like different, I think. And it's not like always, it's not the same as, it's not the typical journey, I don't think. Probably because we just have had no idea what we're doing. We're just figuring it out. But in the beginning, because we had hunkered down in the, my friend's house, my sister's house, we were able to save up a good chunk of money where we felt like, okay, we can hire a team, we can start to, build out our own little fulfillment center and try to
You
keep
hired your friends at the beginning. Did I listen right?
Yeah. So, I mean, pretty
That's
much
fantastic. You used
yeah.
all
So
the
I
free
hired,
resources.
yeah. Well, luckily no one had a job because it was the pandemic. So
Okay.
I got lucky. My sister, who is a music teacher, and she's not with us anymore. Her job is resumed, but she was helping us out. She was our first helper employee, and then my nephew, and here and there. So, and then from them, their friends came, and so we've latched onto a pretty good team at this point.
That's a smart move. Like
Yeah.
bringing friends to be your team at some point sustainably until you have a full-time people working, so you cut down the cost and risks.
Totally.
Okay. How long did you sustain the business like that with your friends and your sister?
I mean, there's still some of them working for us. So depending on what month it is, like we have a production team of like 7 to 15 people. It's still pretty small. Depending, like maybe 7 to 20 people, depending on the season, right? Like right now, this is our slowest season. It's spring and summer. It's like the quiet months. So our team is 7, I think, right now. So yeah, it varies.
So
yeah, some of the originals are still here. My nephew's still running fulfillment. So, or I say my nephew, he's my cousin really, but he's a much younger cousin. So
that's like nice. People that you can trust, you can give them, empower them. You don't have to be searching, oh, did he do his job right or not? He cares about you and the business, like family business kind of, right?
Yeah, I love that.
Okay, that's fantastic.
But I think also just like cautionary to like anyone listening starting a business, it isn't the best route to go 100% of the time. We've had really great experiences with family. We've also had negative experiences. I mean, I've had only positive with my family, but you have to be careful who you work with. Like you said, like your previous founder, you're no longer friends because things can get, things change a little bit. It's a little bit more serious of a fight when it has to do with business rather than just like whatever
family or friends
you fight about. Yeah. So I think it's like the right type of people. I think you can't just say like, yeah, any and all of my friends. There's a lot of friends I wouldn't want to work here, and there are some that would be great here. So I think it's like, be careful, but also it's in the beginning, it's like you need help from people.
Did you put rules to the family working with you so they don't like use Christina as, oh, she's family, she won't like fire us or anything?
Yes, of course. Yeah, there's been conversations, here and there. Nothing major. I mean, I'm blessed to have a wonderful family. So, but yeah, I mean, that's one of the big things is like with friends and things like that is it is really serious. And, you have to think about what's the dynamic between your friend before you bring them in. Is it a friend that you party with, have fun with, like, carefree, or is it a friend that like motivates you, is ambitious, is like one of those 5 people you want around? Bring that person in. Don't bring the person that you're like, oh yeah, we have so much fun together. That's like the last person you want. Like you're going to have fun in your business, but that has to be like the last thing you're thinking about.
Yeah, that's a great point.
To
consider in the future, I think.
Yeah.
So how did you get sales running? Where did you get your orders from?
Like day one, we were like going to pop-ups, like markets, farmers market type vibe. And that was just like in the beginning before we knew anything. I have a sales background. That's what I did before going into business myself. So I know how to hustle and like find, creative ways to get sales, but we just hadn't been introduced to this industry yet. So we started at pop-ups. That was what my partner did a lot of. And then we took it online. So then once we did an e-com store just through Shopify, like super easy. And I mean, the Shopify store, it's not like, oh, bam, you build a Shopify store and you have all these customers. We were really lucky to utilize Instagram when it was still very friendly.
Yeah.
Another platform now, but we were in like the good old days, like people say, where it was organic and people found you because they liked you and they saw you when you posted, and you know, weren't like these algorithms. So we had a pretty good following. So we were able to, the first year of our business, it was all about direct. But so much of that was reliant on Instagram, which is like a great cautionary tale. Like, don't rely on social media. You know, like
you just posted like photos and videos of your products on like organically.
Like pre-video, like I mean, you could post, but nobody was posting videos. And we just posted like the process, like you know, behind the scenes, really gorgeous photos, like flat lays of, you know, all of our products are beautiful. They're like made out of beeswax and flowers are all over them. I mean, it's like all you have to do is hold it, and that's like a gorgeous Instagram picture. And so, and they, you know, they knew who we were. A lot of them like were excited to watch the journey, and then TikTok came out, and it was like,
how many followers do you have on Instagram organically?
Today, I think we have 103,000.
Wow. You just used organically through Instagram, no ads?
Yeah, I mean, we've actually been banned from advertising until very recently. Like, I'm only now starting to learn about Facebook advertising because, I mean, I used to sell it, so I know a little bit about it, but we're only starting to use that because we were banned because one, our name is Lit Rituals, and people are like, not sure, is that weed or not? It's not. We have no weed. But we do sell herbal cigarettes. So this CBD? Is like no CBD. There's no hemp product at all. So it's like mullein, lavender, chamomile, calendula, lobelia, tons of different herbs that are smokable and have been smoked by different cultures for eons. But no, there's no tobacco, no weed, but they see that, and we just got banned on everything. So we've been able to do very little advertising. Where have we even been able to do it up until recently? Pinterest. Surprisingly didn't flag us. They won't let us post. Like, there's if I put cigarettes on an ad, they're not going to let me post it.
You can use like candles stuff without not related to cigarettes, I think.
But Facebook, it's like if you even have it on your website, you're done.
Because he got all the product feed from Shopify integrated.
So we haven't, it's all organic growth. I mean, giveaways here and there, you know, but I consider that organic kind of.
Do you use influence marketing?
Say that again, sorry.
Influencers to
influencers. I was like, oh my God, it's a new marketing I don't know about. We kind of here and there. It's like hit or miss. You know, I think there's the problem is like I'm probably not great at vetting the influencers. Like if I pay, I think it's a great. I see people do it really well. We have not figured that out quite a bit. I mean, we have we have taken advantage of some organic attention from like Lily Reinhart. Do you know who that is?
No, not really.
She's I hope I don't mess up the show. A lot of our production staff is younger, Gen Z. So they were like, oh my God, I came into work one day and my niece was like, oh my God, Lily Reinhart follows you guys. And I'm like, I don't know who that is, but cool. I think she was on Riverdale. Or it was either Riverdale or a vampire show. I'm not really sure, but she is a big deal. So so I know who she is now. Like, so we, you know, she's reposted some of our stuff. That always gives us like a great boost. I mean, we don't pay her. She just likes our stuff, and
she loves your stuff. I think this is like having a great product. People are attached to. You don't have to do much advertisement or anything. People love the product, and you're providing value, and it help them having a better life or a better day.
It's a slower burn. Like, it's not every day that Lily Reinhart reaches out to us. But I mean, so there's been some influencers like that. and that's been great. But we don't have like a team of influencers.
Okay, yeah, or like brand ambassadors or something like that.
No, we haven't done that either. I've been looking more into we like played around with some affiliate marketing within our employees because they're young and like connected, and so we do that. And I'm not against it. I think it's a great idea. It's just like capacity wise, we just haven't made time for it or put it on anyone's plate yet. But I've been focusing, or I've been like reading a lot and wanting to shift my focus to user generated content, because I just like it's
I think it's the best.
Like a no-brainer.
Yeah, it's the best. People buy your product, they really love it, and they make a video out of it.
Yeah. Have you worked with influencers a lot, or?
Like on my agency, we do like media buying and Google ads, Facebook ads, but we use the content from the influencer to re-promote through Facebook ads, and it really get good results when we push that content to more people, because at some point organic marketing have a limit to reach limit. You can reach like 1,000, 2,000, and Facebook wants you to buy more, like to pay more to reach more people.
So if you're lucky, you get 1,000 these days organic. It's crazy.
Exactly. So when you get the content generated by influencer and use it in the ad, the results are insane.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I know how I shop. I'm like I'm not a big shopper, surprisingly. I don't like ads don't typically get me, but the ones that have and do, or like make me scroll back up, are always like user generated, and it's someone who like, I'm like, oh yeah, I kind of am like that.
I want this like bag, I want this shoe, I really like the styling of it, or how it makes me feel, because someone really buy it.
Yeah, it's like it's just a supermodel, or like someone who's so unrelatable to you. It's
someone like you, a customer who bought the candles or bought the item, and he really liked it, and he made a video out of it. Nothing fancy.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Yeah. So you started going to the pop-ups at the farm, and you started your online shop, right?
Yeah. So we started thank you. We started our online shop, and that was going well. My background is B2B sales. So I've done like advertising sales and B2B software sales. Okay. And so I'm like really familiar with talking to business owners. And it's, how different it is selling to like a direct customer versus a business. It's like so straightforward. It's like, okay, let's just talk about what we're doing here. And we don't have to dance around and date for a long time.
Yes.
So naturally I was just like, I'm going to work on our B2B channel, because I know I could do something with
more experience. You are using your skills to benefit your business. Yeah,
totally. So there's these companies like Fair, Bulletin, Abound that are, the Amazon of wholesale. Basically, you let's say I'm a brick and mortar retailer and I want to find like the trendiest stuff. I'm going to go to Bulletin, and see, okay. And because we had gained a following online, people reach out to you, and what was that?
You have a social proof to the B2B. Okay, we already sell our products. You have 100K followers or 130K.
Gives you credibility for some reason. So, So we had applied for Fair in the beginning, and we got turned down. They were like, no way. Oh. And then we, got a little bit of a following, and then they emailed us, and they were like, really? Yeah, we've gotten a bunch of requests for you guys to be on our platform. So will you join us? And I'm like, okay, fine. Now I will. But also like we partnered with Bulletin in the beginning, and Bulletin was really great for us. Bound was really great, Fair. And like within those platforms, they have like really great resources that I don't think everybody uses. I think like sometimes we're like programmed to just kind of scroll past recommendations, like, oh, leave me alone, like ads. You type in something on Google, you just like scroll past the first 4. Yeah. But I just was like, I'm gonna read like every little blog article and every recommendation. Because I didn't have a job. Like, what else was I gonna do? So what we did, in doing that, we found just different ways to like really accelerate sales. Like they have pretty much all wholesale platforms have some kind of incentive program or referral program. Yeah. And so, they say like, okay, if you get your person to sign up, your B2B customer, your retailer to sign up, we will give them $150 for free of your product, and you'll still get paid. So I was like, oh, okay, like that's insane. I'm going to go nuts on this. So
Okay.
like I'm used to doing like 100 dials a day. So I'm like, okay, let's go. Like we
Interesting.
blitz. I mean, and I have a pretty good network already. We're in the Bay Area. We're doing pop-ups. Like the women, the people I should say that are there are just retailers, like boutique owners in Oakland.
Okay.
Or so I already had like, can't remember, it was like a list of like 200, 300 retailers. And so I was
Okay.
like, okay, I'm just going to tell every single one to sign up. And so
Interesting.
we did that. And we were receiving calls from the founder of Bulletin being like, what did you do? Like, oh my God, like I don't have the staff to process these orders. Like, so
You didn't have capacity to all of this
no, they
orders
were
coming
also,
in.
they're a startup. They were a startup. I didn't know that. Like,
Oh.
we're friends now, probably because of that. She can't forget me now, but it was Ali Kriegsman and Alana Branson. They actually just got acquired, so good for them.
Okay.
But they were building a website, just like Fair. And so we blitzed our people, we sent them to Bulletin, and we had a ton of orders. And then we just did that again on Fair, and then we did that again on Bound. So
Wow.
yeah,
So
so it
you
was just
thought,
like, it accelerated our B2B business really fast.
yes. So
We couldn't fulfill the orders.
you knew how to, you found like one way that is working for you to grow your business B2B, and you started replicating it until you had a great success and a lot of orders.
Yeah, yeah.
That was brilliant.
Yeah, thank you. It felt like a no-brainer. But a lot of people don't know about that. I mean, I talk to brands all the time, who are just getting on these sites and they're like, oh, I didn't really look at the referral. Like they're really good referrals. I mean, like, and no cost to us. And then also it's like, I'm like, what is in it? I mean, I know what's in it for them. Their customer acquisition cost is insane. So the fact that we're bringing retailers is great. Their long-term value is great.
Yes.
But in addition to the 150 for the customer and the 150 for me, because they signed up through my referral link, I pay 0 commission on all of those customers. So every order, there's just like free work. It's like a free assistant, basically. Like, yes. So they order there, 0% commission. If it's a new customer that I have nothing to do with, they found me on Fair, then I pay like 15%.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like the referral programs are really, really great.
How the referral program like skyrocket your business, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it did. It definitely got us a warehouse space. Otherwise, I mean, like our direct business was good, but that blitz was just like great for us.
Okay, so you're starting putting all your effort to growing your B2B channel, but you didn't focus that much on your own own website, right?
We did. So because there's 2 of us, I was like, why don't I just start this B2B channel and you continue? Because really, like, my co-founder was the brains behind Instagram. Like I could try and put something together. She's really good she's really creative. I'm less aesthetically creative than she is. Yeah. So she has like a really great eye. And she also has a a background in herbalism. So
this is why you have a partner, you complete each other. You are good at B2B, she's good at the creative side, and you grow a business together.
Yeah, if it was me, I'd be like, great candle, buy it. She just, makes it beautiful and puts it out there. So we were growing like, it sounds great, but I don't recommend this approach to go blitz. I think it's like, what I've taken away is it's much better to like really focus on what you're doing. But it was like, let's see what we can do. Like, it was almost like a concept stage, like, where are we going to get the best traction? We're doing great on Instagram. We're doing great on B2B. But of course, then there was like so many hiccups. Like we needed way more people to we couldn't fulfill the orders. People are waiting. Yeah. And so I think it's like, we definitely could have been more strategic, but I just can't. We didn't want to say no to anyone or anything in the beginning.
Nobody say no to business and making more.
Yeah.
And making.
Yeah. I'm just like, just wait. I'll give you extra candles, and it all worked out fine. I mean, our retailers still love us. We love them. So. Okay.
So yeah. Your partner started focusing on the B2C side or the website, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. B2C, and then she also, we both were like pitching. So we were both kind of managing production. She was kind of managing production and D2C channel. I was managing B2B and fulfillment. So we were like kind of spreading and tackling it.
So how many % is your business right now, like B2B versus B2C?
I think before we started this call, I was telling you we're like in a pretty big transition. We're in the San Francisco Bay Area. So there's just like this gloomy air around us.
Yes.
Like, so many startups are just closing down. SVB just collapsed. So it's just like ever changing, right? At this moment, things are changing. So I think like I want to say like our business is 75% B2B, 25% D2C. But I'm just in a space where I'm revisiting like what it needs to look like in the next however long, hopefully not that long, where our economy is down. So yeah, I mean, right now, like as it stands, we're like B2B, but like that could be shifting.
Yeah, because from my experience, I worked with a lot of brands online. There is a huge potential to make online sales, because you can make orders while you are sleeping, while you are doing your thing. B2B is a bulk quantity order, but your profit is way less than B2C.
Totally.
So at some point, it's good to maximize both. But from my experience, when people had the opportunity, they focus on B2C because a higher margin profit from selling to customers at a high quantity and all the time. You are not attached to a supplier, to a website. You control your own inventory. You control your own orders coming online through you. You get the money direct to your bank account. You don't have to go to a third party. So I think both are important to maximize, because I didn't see a lot of people making money from B2B like what you did, which is brilliant. But
I think you have to go after it. Like, I think you really have to go after it. And then you have to, like you said, like that was the beginning. So I didn't value my time at that. I was just like, let's go. I'll never stop. Like, it's exciting, but you do have to start to realize like, okay, I can't be going like blitzing that hard constantly, because that ended too. Like there was this amazing, uptick in B2B, but then, well, we've reached all our customers. Like how many times are we going to harass them with, it's like, okay. And we constantly with any new customer, we're like sending them the information and letting them know like, hey, shop wherever you like, but here's some perks along the way. But I think, it's from my mindset, it was like, oh, I'm comfortable with B2B. I know that I can be successful with B2B. But yeah, like you said, the margins aren't the best. We figured out a way to get them a little bit better and still affordable for our customer. But yeah, I think, I mean, I just like, whether it's the best or not, I don't know why I have an affinity of working with businesses. But I think I'm realizing like,
this is a comfort zone, Christina. I think this is a comfort zone. You're really good at B2B and you're trying to push. But you have to focus on B2C because higher profit margin. Plus, I was working with one of the brands. He reached the maximum of making online sales and he's starting opening his offline shop. So instead of going to pop-up shops and going to retailers to put his stuff, he's starting to have his own location. And it really worked well. And after that, he opened 6 more branches and he was making tons of money without going to B2B ever. He controlled the whole production and making extremely huge profits and selling offline and online at the both time. And he controlled both channels.
Yeah, I mean, you're 100% on the nose. Like it's my comfort zone. It's also like, when I think about D2C number wise, I'm like, yeah, let's go. Like that sounds great.
Why not?
But work wise, I don't know why it's a block for me, but I think it's going to happen whether I like it or not. Like I think that's where where it needs to be headed.
You can through DC you build your own email list at some point and you start reaching out to these customers and tell them how is important to meditate, how to buy candles, help you have a better life. And when you start building a relationship with your customers, it's really good on a long term. If you have like a huge discount, for example, Black Friday, a lot of people make money. So if you use your list instead of selling your stuff at other people or third party, I'm making 20% Black Friday, come buy from me, so you can finish your whole production through your loyal clients.
Which is like those times I feel like from Q1 to mid Q3 we're all B2B, and then mid Q3 hits and we're like, the D2C numbers are great. I think things are changing a lot. So before when we would go to D2C, it was like it felt like organic was our only option because everywhere we went, we couldn't advertise. It was like obstacle after obstacle with the smoking. But I think it's really like, I mean, in the States, like they legalized marijuana federally. I see.
Yes.
I don't know if it's like 100% done all the way or how that works, but even since then I've noticed like there's a little bit less of a tightness about it, because we were struggling. It felt like with the D2C channel in the beginning, like one roadblock after another. It was the advertising. People wouldn't give us a merchant account. It was just like jumping through hoops in the beginning. But now I feel like we're settled into like all of that
I can
stuff.
give you a trick about the online and the getting blocked. I have some experience. Maybe after the podcast, I tell you some tricks. It really helped some of the business I was working with, and they were blocked online. But after the podcast, I will tell you how
you'll have
to get your way through. Maybe it helps you as well.
Totally.
Yeah. So back to the story. So you started growing the B2B, but you didn't really focus on the B2C. But you are right now trying to make the balance.
Yeah. Well, in the beginning, I think we were focusing on both. And then as B2B just grew larger naturally.
It makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what's your advice for people starting their own brand after this whole journey?
What is what?
Your advice to the people starting their own e-commerce brand or business online?
Yeah, be ready to work. I think be ready to work your ass off. Sorry if I'm not allowed to swear, but it's like no joke. It's depending on the way you do it, if you decide to, raise money or fund it yourself. It's really hard work. We've bootstrapped our whole entire journey, but I have a lot of friends who also did, went the venture capital route. And either way, I mean, it's hard. So you need to like be passionate about it, find what you're passionate about it. Like, don't imagine that you're like living in a van in Hawaii with a laptop and it's all passive. I mean, like, hopefully one day, but that's not
the case right now.
Realistic.
You have to build to be able to live that lifestyle. You don't get it while laying with a bed lazy, not working.
Totally. I think there is a like idea that you work for yourself and everything's easy. I mean, this is the hardest thing I've ever done. No. I used to work 60 hours a week for someone else, and that was easier. That was actually a lot easier.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, yes, because at the end of the day, you just finish your work and go home. You don't have to worry about the finance, the logistics, the production, anything. Yeah. But when you have your own business, you work more hours, you are stressed, things are not
You never stop working. You don't.
Exactly.
If you're not working physically, you're thinking about it. Like you're thinking, okay, well, when I'm back at work, how can I make, this more efficient, or maybe we need to do that, or how we, it's just like, it's constant. So I'm an ambitious person. I watched my family be in business for themselves, and I've always been interested in being self-employed and building my own way. So, but even I, who, thought I knew a lot, I've read a book here, this blah, blah, blah about certain business. I couldn't have imagined how difficult it would be, but it's also incredibly rewarding because, every mistake falls on you, but every win also, you feel like, wow, like I didn't just do that for a boss. I didn't just like close a great deal for a boss. Like,
yes,
we did this for ourselves. We did it.
Building something great. And sometimes it doesn't work really smooth, but when it works and something bumps out of nowhere, you didn't expect that to happen, but it was hard working in the background, and this is was the results.
Yeah, and it really, like it's like intense school. I mean, but how you start to think about other things in your life versus work or whatever shifts. I think there was like, who was it? I was reading a book, I think maybe Patrick Bet-David or something said, like expect the first 1 to 5 years like lowest quality of your life. Just imagine, if you can imagine that before you start your business and you still feel excited about it, then I would say definitely do it.
I think maybe a book called 0 to 1. I'm not sure if that is the book.
I think it was what did I read recently? It was Your Next 5 Moves or something like that.
No, I didn't read that one.
From PBD.
There is a book that I recommend a lot, The Hard Things About the Hard Things. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah.
It's fantastic book.
Yeah.
Good to Great as well.
Yeah. Good. I don't know if I read that one actually.
It's fantastic book. It always show you the when you start your business is not enough is not easy, but you have to be good to become great, but you have to start
Yeah,
some point and see the result and go through the progress or the process.
totally.
This
Totally.
it inspired me a lot. And there is another book I read, Building a Brand Story. I'm not sure if you read it or not.
Building a man story.
It's fantastic book for e-commerce brands. They
I'll have
like
to-
all the people start their business because they want money or cash flow, but the
Yeah,
book is focusing on building the business because there is a
yeah,
customer who has
yeah,
a problem, and your mission is to solve their problem and make them happy. It's not about
yeah,
making cash flow. And when
yeah.
you make them happy, they give you your money, their money.
Yes,
It's not about, oh, I want to make orders. Oh, I want. You have to provide value in order to build
totally.
a great brand.
Totally. Like, you know, brands that you see pop up that just go insane. I mean, like, I can't even remember. There was so many during the pandemic, and who knows where they are now,
I think
because
they're out of
they had the
business.
mindset of like, you know, and no, and I'm really not knocking anyone who does this, but like they get one of the digital courses that tells them like, you're going to be independently wealthy and you're going to do this and you'll be
No,
working from the Bahamas, and
no, that's
it's
not a
like,
real life.
yeah, buying, yeah. So you have to really want to do it. You can't just go buy followers. You can't just go buy clout. Like you
They are
really
not
have to
organic.
dedicate
I think
yourself.
if you buy followers, they like when you post a photo, no one will buy it because they are fake followers.
Yeah. Yeah. People are really smart. I mean, like even a 10-year-old can tell you what's bullshit online. So
Yeah,
it's like you're not pulling the wool over anyone's eyes. You have to do honest work hard.
yes,
And if you do that and there's a need for it, then it will work out.
yeah. I totally agree. So, Christina,
Yeah.
what's your philosophy in life after going through that whole business?
My philosophy on life, I guess, would be never to stop learning, always try and look for what you don't know,
Okay.
and don't plan too hard because it never aligns. You used to like get really anxious and tense if things didn't go my way, or I will sometimes think I know the best way to do something, and it took 10 or 20 times realizing, oh wow, I really don't always know the best thing. So I think just like trying to know what you don't know and getting
and
over
and be
yourself.
flexible with your plans. If you have a plan,
Yeah.
you have to have 26 options to reach. Is not the
Yeah.
first
Yeah.
direction.
It's like you think you're a candle brand and you have to figure out a new revenue stream because who knows what is happening in the world. Like everything can change at any
Yes,
moment. You have to be ready to adapt
to
and
adapt and
grow
be
with it.
flexible.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
Yeah. One last question. If
Mhm.
you weren't an entrepreneur, what would you do?
Oh my God.
That's a
Maybe
tough
run off
one.
into the forest, dig a hole, run off into the forest, live off the grid.
Really?
I don't know, maybe. That's what I feel like today. I can't imagine a world. I don't know. I really don't know what I would do. But I think it's important to me to feel in control of my life, my destiny, my independence. So that's why I say like go off the grid. Yeah, it's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah, I heard a lot of different answers from like different people through the
Yeah.
podcast. People
What's
said,
your answer? What would you do?
I think I will be helping others, maybe somewhere in Africa, building small
Yeah.
villages or giving back
There
to the
you go. That's
people.
way better than what I
Uh,
said.
yeah, I was thinking, what if I'm out of the business? If I'm not working anymore, I want to provide value to the world.
Yeah.
I want to give back. I want to be doing something valuable. Maybe not money, not getting money, but seeing the happiness in the people, impacting people life. I think at some point this will be something that will reward me internally, will make me happy. So
Yeah.
giving back to the people.
Totally. I think, okay, let's see. If I was an entrepreneur, something I love that doesn't make me money, but I do love doing and I could do it every day is like pranayama, teaching pranayama. It's like breath work. So maybe that's what I would do. Travel around and teach
Yeah,
people
sure.
breath.
Yeah. Traveling around is super fun. Being a digital
Yeah.
nomad. So I'm
Yeah.
going all over from like Dubai to Thailand to Bali
Yeah. I was gonna
to
say, you live in Dubai?
Actually, I do business in Dubai, so at some point I go back to Dubai to do business.
Yeah.
But I have been to Asia a lot. I love Bali and Thailand, so
Yeah.
as
I've
much
never
as
been
possible.
to.
It's
Been to
fantastic.
India. That's it.
India, I haven't been to India, but Thailand and Chiang Mai, there is a lot of people, digital nomads building their business there. It's a lot of
Yeah.
way to network. Bali as
Yeah.
well, it's fantastic when you have a tropical life with
Yeah.
entrepreneurs and
That's
having
very
fun.
cool. Yeah,
So
one day.
as much as possible, I try to stay in Asia. It's so cheap. And
Yeah.
I think that is the dream life, not paying
But
taxes.
before Asia, where were you?
I was in Europe. I go to Europe in summer. So I'm
Okay.
trying to reallocate and see as much as possible
Yeah,
from
you're all over the place. Do you ever come to America?
not yet, but I'm planning to
Yeah,
come.
avoid it.
No, I'm planning to. I have a lot of like business owners and a lot of connections in the States. So I want
Yeah.
to have physical appearance in the States. I was planning to come in October because I was
Okay.
going to Dia de Muerta in Mexico. It's on my plan.
Okay.
So
Nice.
maybe stop at the States before going to Mexico or Mexico.
Yeah, well, if you're going to Mexico, you'll be in California. It's a
Yeah,
wonderful place.
expensive as well.
Yeah, sometimes it's a wonderful place.
Yeah. All right. It was great having you today with us, Christina, and see you in the next episode.
Yeah, thank you, Omar.
1 second. I'll stop the recording.